The water you see in these buckets is water taken from the Jordan River in Utah. My name is Step Robinson and I'm with Sweetwater Reclamation. Our company has invented brand new technology for cleaning water. This prototype right here is going to clean that water to crystal clear. I'm going to show you right now. As you can see, this water is so dirty it covered up those rods. Nobody would drink this water. Our technology is going to clean this where you can see straight through this. Here's the machine, here's the water, there's the process. We use extremely low energy. Right now I'm using 7 volts and less than 1 amp to run this machine. I could run this off of solar, I could run it off a car battery. What happens is these contaminants float to the top and they're taken off with a skimming process. The clean water comes out from the bottom. This water right here came from Elko, Nevada. We went to a friend of mine's house, we took the water right out of his hose, we put it in our machine. 15 minutes later, this is what we skimmed off the top. Now if I was to take these contaminants, run them through a filter, let them dry out, they'll dry hard as a rock. They are now non-toxic and inert. They can be thrown off onto the ground, nobody cares. The clean water that we've mixed back in with them is to show you that no matter how long or how hard you shake this cleaned up water will never remix with these contaminants. These contaminants will settle out to the bottom in approximately 10 minutes. This sample right here is water that we've taken out of pressurized irrigation in Utah. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is a plastic cup with a bottom eaten out of it. We put water in this cup and 20 minutes later it ate the bottom out of it. We also put the same water into our prototype. An hour and 20 minutes later we had the clean water coming off the bottom. We have the chemicals on the top that we've skimmed off. We put them both into this bottle. Same thing. If I shake this up, within 10 minutes, these will settle back out. Now in here was heavy benzols, heavy metals, E. coli, gasoline, grease, oil. No matter what was in there, it will still settle to the bottom. And if we filter it out, let it dry, it's non-toxic, it's inert, it can be thrown in the garbage. Now back to our machine, you can start to see the rods turning inside the water. It's not quite as filthy as what it was before. As you can see, all the contaminants have been brought to the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to manually skim this water. You can see this muddy froth on the top, and we're going to take that off and we're going to put it in this jar. Now the contaminants have been positively charged. That's what causes them to float to the top. Once they lose that positive charge, they will sink to the bottom. And we're going to capture some of that in this jar right here. Now as you can see, those contaminants in there are still floating, but there's a little thin layer of the clean water which is on top. It's already starting to separate. We're only 10 minutes into this process. Now at 40 minutes in, you can see down here on the bottom the water appears a lot more clear than it does on the top. You can also see a muddy froth. We're still skimming the contaminants as they come up. I'm doing it manually. This is a prototype. The skimming will be an automated process as well. Here again, here's our contaminants. that you saw a moment ago taking up the whole tank, settling to the bottom. Clear water, clean water on the top. As you saw earlier, when we first started the process, the contaminants that come up were brown and muddy. Those were the easiest contaminants to remove. Now, if you'll notice, the contaminants are white and frothy. That's a totally different set of contaminants, as in chemicals. And we are going to take them off. And once again, now you can see the rods down through the top forming more of a froth. Now, using this light, we can show you here on the top, the water's still very cloudy, still being cleaned, contaminants still floating to the top. But as we go down to the bottom, you can see all the way through that water is clean and clear. This water is being cleaned. This is the same water, the water that came out of the Jordan River in Utah. And as we showed you earlier, the samples that we shook up have settled back out and left the crystal clean water on the top. Once again, all the white is down in the bottom, clean water. Even the one that ate the cup. Doesn't matter how long you shake it, how often you shake it, it's still going to settle back out, and if we dry those out, they're going to remain inert. This is what we've taken out of the Jordan River water. This is a small sample. We've taken some off and just thrown it out. Now, to show you what we can do, I'm going to take the water off the bottom, put it in this cup, that really doesn't look like the water we poured out of the bucket, does it? Good stuff.